Hi guys, my name is Trinity, and if you are here, you must be here to talk about books because that's why I'm here, to talk about books. But today, we are going to be doing the updated library tour. I told you guys that I would be bringing you a library tour every 6 months because I have a tendency to change out my shelves about as often, or at least, like once a month, because I do buy, sell, trade, and if I like a book, I keep it. If I don't, I get rid of it. So this is the updated library tour. Hope you guys enjoy seeing my shelves. All right, guys, this shelf doesn't change very often because most of my all-time favorites end up on this shelf. Or it is a semi-catch-all for books that I want to read but don't plan to read anywhere in the near future. So the first shelf is Laurel K. Hamilton. That's all that is on that top shelf. Next, we have some of my collectible editions over here with Doctor Who, Sherlock Holmes, and my La Morte Arthur. Walden, some Guy Gabriel Kay, some of my hardback Charlene Harris, Jim Butcher, some Barbara Kingsolver. Here we have Kim Harrison, the books that I have in hardback of hers. They are still out of order. I have not changed that. Talked about The House of Night. I live in Tulsa, so those have a special place in my heart. Some Shakespeare, The Help. Next shelf, we have some Simon R. Green, which I plan to start reading. I just don't know when. N.K. Jemisin, haven't read that yet. Need to. Nora Roberts down here at the end. Kind of a guilty pleasure read for me. I really do like Nora Roberts, especially when she writes like fantasy type stuff. Now, the one thing that has changed down here on this bottom shelf, you will see that I have a copy of The Magicians, the second book, The Magician King, my To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, and The Unquiet Dead, which I purchased at the buy sell trade. So that's the only changes that have actually been made to this shelf. All right, my library is currently a hot mess because I am trying to move things around. So let you guys see the stacks of books and the mess that I've created. Still haven't taken all of those books back to the buy-sell trade yet. Those 2 boxes are going back. There's Drake. Say hi, Drakey. As you guys know, I got a new pillow. That is Mia from Nevernight, a quote from her. Okay, so here's where you'll start to see a lot of changes. This is why I said I would do an update every 6 months, because I have a tendency to go to the buy-sell trade and my books kind of filter out. So on this shelf, we have some of my sci-fi reads. I really did not like Red Rising, but Golden Sun and Morning Star are top notch. The Scythe trilogy, most of these are books that I just really love, or I haven't quite gotten around to yet, like The Spaceman of Bohemia, Escaping Exodus. Here we have Velocity Weapon. I love that book so much, and I bought the rest of the trilogy. The Vagrant, I bought the rest of that trilogy as well. Fireborn is so good. Oh, and Queens of Renthia. Really love that. Okay, down below we have The Grim Company by Luke Skoll. I'm excited to read. Most of my Paula Braxton, which I love. Of Honey and Wildfires was so good, guys. And then Kate Elliott. And then this shelf didn't change at all. I still love Burial Rites. There are still some down here that I need to read, but for the most part, oh, Circe has been added. That's about it. Here are some that I've either just purchased. The Dark That Dwells, I'm currently reading. And then some that were in my last haul that I don't know where to put them. Stacks of books, like I said. I have some self-pub down there. I keep them separated so that I know which ones were self-pub that I bought. We've got The Rave, Hollow Road, Dark Crown, and Truth and Other Lies. Here is probably what you've seen in one of my recent videos, my most anticipated from the TBR. Here is my young adult shelf and need to read soon, plus my 2 illustrated copies of Name of the Wind and Dune. And I still keep thinking about giving away my copy of Dune because, as you guys know, I didn't really like it. All right, here we have some candle melts, wax melts, because I put them in my little light that you guys just saw. So Witchwood and Furthermore are new. Blood Rose Rebellion is new. I have rearranged these and pulled some out so that I could put my favorites in this shelf and got rid of some young adult, but you guys have probably seen that in an unhaul. And there are books behind the paperbacks. I just tucked them back there because they're books that I still need to read. So All the Stars and Teeth I really like. Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter I really like. The Ones We're Meant to Find was such a surprise. Really loved it. And then down here at the bottom, I still don't own the second book in the Steelheart series because I'm crazy. Behind Sisters of the Snake is the rest of my Owlcrate books that you guys have seen. And then we still have the Iron Druid series there by Kevin Hearn. Did get a new Django Wexler back there. You can see that. This shelf doesn't change much because we have my Lawhead that I love. Anthony Ryan and Brent Weeks that I love. Here is where some changes have been made. You can see I have most of the Joe Abercrombie books, but I've moved Brian Lee Durfee over here. I've moved Gareth Hanrahan over here. And then I bought the rest of the Wounded Kingdom trilogy, so it's over here as well. This one also doesn't change much, except I have the entirety of the Greta Van Helsing trilogy over here now. Okay, and now we have John Gwen, Devin Monk, Jennifer Fallon over here. Sando we have here, and some David Dalglish. That Ken Follett trilogy, I don't even know if I'm ever going to read it. I want to read it, but it just stays there. Now here are some that are fantasy that I need to get around to reading. Lies of Locke Lamora I really loved. And then The Hob that I own. And down here are again some fantasy that I need to get around to reading. For the most part, there's Gone Girl because it just got moved over here. All right, the TBR cart, here we go. These are books that I still need to read. And sorry, sorry if you guys can hear me sniffling. My allergies are kind of on top of me right now. My Harry Potter books are still in a very good place where I can see them all the time because I still love Harry Potter. All right, you guys have recently seen the closet because it was in a video of mine. I have moved a lot of my classic fantasy into the closet here because I don't know why. I have a tendency to not read it as much. But there we go. I have a lot of PC Cast. She's a local author that I really enjoy. Some of my classics there. And this is still mostly Kuntz and mystery and horror. These two shelves I don't think have changed very much. So I'll just give you another look over them. I did add the Heretic Queen. That is it for me today. Like, subscribe, do all the fun things, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!